You know, one of the most frequently asked questions that I get as a mentor to women called to the ministry is this: how do I balance ministry and family? And in this video, I'm going to give you 10 tips to stop the guilt forever. After 30 plus years in the ministry, I've experienced the struggle firsthand. The struggle is real. The exhaustion, the guilt, the constant tug of war between ministry and family. But let me start by telling you the truth that perhaps no one has ever told you before. Balance is a myth. There is no such thing as balance. I tell you this because if balance is your goal, you'll never attain it. It will forever be this unattainable goal that you've set for yourself, leading to even more frustration and greater guilt. Instead, I'll share these 10 proven practices that I've put in place in my life that have allowed me to thrive in both calling as well as family without burning out. And that is the key. I want you to picture yourself moving confidently between ministry, marriage, and motherhood, no longer drowning in guilt. The pain of feeling inadequate everywhere stops today. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the truth is that you don't have to sacrifice your family on the altar of ministry, as many have done, or vice versa. You are called and chosen. You are anointed and appointed to do both ministry as well as family. My name is Dr. Jamie Morgan. I've been in the ministry for 30 plus years, and now I mentor women called to the ministry to help them walk in the fullness of their call so that one day they will hear the words that we all long to hear: well done, good and faithful servant. Okay, here are the 10 systems that I have put in place in my life to thrive as both a minister as well as a wife, a mom, and now a grandmom. And honestly, I learned most of these the hard way. Don't make some of the same mistakes that I did. Apply all 10 of these to your life right away. They are so important that I would grab a pen and paper and write them down so you can put them into practice immediately. Trust me, these few minutes that you'll watch this video until the end you will reap eternal rewards and avoid tons of resentment from your family. Absolutely no regrets. Here's the first tip. Your family is your first congregation. If there is ever a choice between ministry and family, family wins every single time. Family comes first, period. Now, what I don't mean is that if you have given your word that you'll be, let's say, at a ministry function, and you find out last minute that, oh, little Johnny has a baseball game scheduled at that very day and hour, you don't ditch your commitment to the ministry, while we're going to put a system in place to minimize this type of scheduling conflict, as we'll talk about in the very last tip, so you want to stay until the end. You want to make sure that you are a person of your word, both as a believer as well as a minister of the gospel. We're people of our word. But one day we will give an account to how well we stewarded the gift of God that our family is. Your spouse and kids have got to know that they are your first priority. And it's not just by telling them that they are, although they need to hear that as well. It's important they hear those words out of your mouth, but it's by the decisions of time that you make. You win or lose by the way you choose. I have a pastor friend that signs every correspondence, every email, every letter, etc., with his name, and then underneath that, he writes this: husband, comma, father, comma, son, comma, senior pastor. This not only reinforces his commitment to his family, but also reminds everyone around him that while he is a senior pastor, his roles as husband, father, son come before his ministry. that they take priority. Tip number 2, wherever you are, be fully there. Listen, partial presence is actually absence in disguise. When you're with your family, put away ministry concerns by not letting your mind drift off. Silence your cell phone and any other kind of ministry distraction. And when serving in the ministry, serve wholeheartedly there. Multitasking divides your attention and diminishes your impact in both areas. Your physical and your mental presence should align. Trust me when I say your family can tell when you're physically present, but you're mentally elsewhere. By being fully there with your family, you're ensuring that they feel loved and valued and appreciated. Here is tip number 3. Anything that you can pay someone to do, do it. Delegating tasks that can be outsourced is a smart strategy to free up your time for what truly matters. Hiring help for cleaning, grocery shopping, laundry, or even administrative tasks can alleviate stress and provide you with more time to spend with your family. I hire a house cleaner to clean my house once a month, and then my husband and I kind of tidy up and surface clean in between. So for example, are you writing a book? Hire a babysitter to come in 1 hour a day, 3 or 4 days a week. And during that 1 hour, you dedicate yourself to writing your book. Before I give the next tip, if this video is ministering to you, I'd love for you to smash the like button to help my videos get further reach. All right, next tip. Number 4, schedule a day off and stick to it. See, designating a specific day off, for example, like Mondays, like many ministers take, allows for you to recharge and focus on family without the distractions of ministry. It's crucial to treat this day as sacred because it is, resisting the urge to let ministry obligations encroach upon your personal time. When I was a senior pastor, I can't begin to tell you the number of text messages I received on Mondays, my day off, from people in my congregation, and they all started like this. Pastor, I know this is your day off, comma, but ... You fill in the blank. So this is what I did. I went to Walmart and I purchased a very inexpensive cell phone that I used on my days off and even on vacation. And I turned off my regular cell phone. And I didn't turn it back on until Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Unfortunately, this was necessary for me to do in order to protect my day off with family. Remember, no one is assigned to take care of your family but you. Your day off isn't a suggestion, it's a command. It's your Sabbath. And it's also non-negotiable, a non-negotiable appointment with your family, and how about this one, for your well-being. Consistently protecting this time builds trust with your family, that your commitments to them matter. Remember that Jesus often withdrew from ministry in order to spend time with the Father. Number 5, set workday hard stops. Hard stops. See, here's the thing. Ministry is never ending, but your workday is. Establish firm ending times for your workday and honor them consistently. Establishing hard stops in your ministry workday helps create a structure that ensures you make time for your family. So is your hard stop going to be 5 p.m.? Then make that known to everyone around you and stick to it. Leave at 5 p.m. every day or stop your work by 5 p.m. By clearly defining when your ministry workday ends, you can shift your focus to your loved ones without feeling the pressure of unfinished tasks. This practice enhances both productivity as well as your family relationships. While I know what you're thinking, there's unexpected ministry emergencies that come up. If you have a hard stop to your ministry workday, staying later becomes the rare exception instead of the rule. All right, tip number 6. Get rid of the time wasters. Every minute spent on unproductive activities is time stolen from either your family or the ministry. Do a time audit on how you spend your time, on how you spent your time in the last month, and then eliminate the activities that don't align with your priorities. Social media scrolling, binge watching Netflix, and even certain meetings can silently erode your precious resource, time. Be ruthlessly honest about what constitutes necessary. All right, here's number 7. Include your family in your ministry whenever possible. Ministry doesn't have to separate you from your family, it can unite you. Find age appropriate ways for your children to serve alongside of you, creating shared ministry experiences. This helps children to see ministry as a family value and normal Christianity more than a competition for their attention. These shared experiences often become cherished family memories and will give them a love for the ministry instead of a resentment. Tip number 8, help your family understand the biblical principle of sacrifice. Sacrifice has become almost like a dirty word in today's church, but it is required for both family and ministry. Your family has to know up front that there will be a sacrifice that they'll have to make in order for you to answer your call. Your ministry or your church needs to know that you will not sacrifice your family on the altar of ministry. Both require sacrifice, and both have to be clearly communicated because there will be times of sacrifice. Help your family understand that Jesus sacrificed his life for us, and then we in turn sacrifice for him. Sacrifice truly is normal Christianity. And before I get to the next point, I'd love for you to be part of my YouTube channel community. If that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button. All right, tip number 9. Reward your family with extra time spent after a crazy busy ministry season. Ministry seasons are very much like farming seasons. They demand different levels of attention and energy depending on the season. For example, on a farm, the harvest season requires all hands on deck and long hours bringing in the crops. Ministry also has those crazy busy seasons. Help your family to understand these seasons will not last forever. Celebrate together when the intense ministry season passes, and reward them with like a week's vacation going somewhere that they'd like to go, or factor in additional days off to spend time with them at home. But help them to understand that even though there are ebbs and flows with ministry, a reward of time spent with you and fun will follow. All right, here's the last tip. Block family time on your annual calendar to prevent painful disappointments. By blocking out significant dates that are important to your family in the very beginning of the year on January the 1st, you ensure that family events are prioritized amid your busy schedule. Block birthdays, your anniversary, holidays, school plays, vacations, dance recitals, sporting events, date nights, on and on and on. For my grandchildren, I go to their online school calendar and I find the schedule of events for the entire year, because sometimes the school or teacher doesn't communicate to their parents an event until like just a few weeks before. And sometimes there is still conflict with ministry and what are their events, but I am doing everything possible to minimize that conflict. But proactively blocking important family dates prevents painful disappointments. This intentional planning demonstrates to your family that they're not some kind of afterthought, but they are a priority. When ministry and family events do coincide and conflict, having advanced talks, conversations saying, you know what, I am so sorry, I'm going to have to miss your event. You are my priority, and I'm going to try my very best, my level best, that this will never happen again. See, here's the thing. You are called, and you are chosen, and you are appointed, and you are anointed for such a time as this to do what God has graced you to do. Be both a mother, a wife, and a minister, and a grandmom. So I would love for you to watch my next video on that very topic. My name is Dr. Jamie Morgan, and it's been my honor to be your ministry mentor.